Hello everyone. Welcome to Sosin classes. This is Jay Rao. We have planned series of videos with respect to CSAT. The syllabus of CSAT includes reading comprehension, general intelligence, logical reasoning, basic numeracy, and data interpretation. Most of the non-MAC students who are preparing for civil services feel it is very difficult to get through CSAT. Even some of the students feel that they have to focus only on reasoning and English, leaving aside arithmetic because it contains formulae and equations. But please note, this is truly a misconception because most of the questions that are asked in CSAT are logical in nature rather than technical oriented. So that is the reason, in order to dispel the misconceptions that are there in the students, we have picked up some of the questions that are asked in previous CSAT papers, and we're going to discuss that. So let us start off with the video. Now, please note, we'll be discussing a couple of questions that are picked up from previous papers. Before that, let us discuss the basic concept. Now, see, when you look at here, I think you're able to find out the difference between these two. So this is a square, whereas this is a rectangle. I want to know what is the similar feature. See, when you take here, see the opposite sides, the length of the opposite sides are same, yes or no? For example, if I say this is 5 centimeters, this is also 5 centimeters. In the same way, the length of the sides of rectangle, opposite sides, they are same. Even if you take here, the length of these opposite sides are same, the same matters with respect to rectangle. That is to say, square is exactly matching with the rectangle with respect to the property that I have told you. So in that way, please note, each square or every square is a rectangle. Okay? Every square is a rectangle. Okay? Every square that we take, that is a rectangle. But can I say every rectangle is a square? No, it's not like that. Because, you see, the opposite sides are equal, but please note it has got unequal lengths. So in that way, please note, every square is a rectangle, but every rectangle is not a square. So this you have to know. Because we have got a non-verbal section in CSAT, so to start off with that, we are discussing the basics. Now say for example, I have taken this, I want to find out how many rectangles are there in this. Just now I told you that if you take here, every square is a rectangle. So if you take this, say this is 1, this is 2, 2 squares are there. Okay, 2 squares means, can I say 2 rectangles, and the other one, that is 3. So in this way, please note here, number of rectangles. When you take here, please note, number of rectangles is equal to 3. Whereas, if I talk about squares in this, number of squares is equal to 2. So this is the most important point that you're supposed to know. Every square is a rectangle, but every rectangle is not a square. Now say for example, we have taken a square grid. I want to find out how many rectangles are there in this. How to find out? Normally if you want to count, you have to count this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So this is 5, this is 6, and this is 7, this is 8, and the bigger one, 9. In this way, how many rectangles are there? 9, because I've told you that every square is a rectangle. But in case I want to find out how many squares are there, only squares, I'm not talking about rectangles. Say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and the bigger one, this is 1. So in this way, how many are there? 5. But please note, counting this way is really a cumbersome procedure, right? That's a very complicated procedure. So we have to have a technique where you can solve this easily. So how to do this? Now, if you take like this, can I say, this is first column, this is second column? Okay? So this is column 1, this is column 2. In the same way, please note, this is row 1, this is row 2. Okay? So we have taken a square grid. So I'm telling you a beautiful logic where you can easily do this kind of problems. Now, when you just count like this, you take the sum of it, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Even here, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Am I clear? Now simple. Here 3 into 3 is equal to 9. In that way, whenever you want to find out number of rectangles, what you're supposed to do? Just find out how many columns are there. See, this is first column, second column. You take the sum of it. So 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. In the same way, find out how many rows are there. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. 3 3s are 9. So this is a simple technique, right? Now, in case I want to find out squares, like how many squares are there, what is the technique that we have to adopt? See, please note, basically there is a mathematical formula to find out number of rectangles, but I've told you that we'll not be discussing in a mathematical point of view, we'll be discussing in a logical point of view, okay? The best way to remember such kind of questions. Now, how to find out squares? See, simple. You take the highest number here, column wise. Column wise highest number is 2, and the row wise highest number is 2. Just multiply like this, 2 into 2, then say plus, okay? Say plus. Next, go to the previous number of this. See, before 2, the number is 1. Let us go in descending order. So we have to proceed this way, in descending order. Okay? So first of all, we have taken like this, 2 into 2, that we have put, then plus 1 into 1. Okay? 1 into 1. So 2 2s are 4, 4 plus 1, that is equal to 5. So 5 squares. So this is a simple way and the best way of doing it, okay? So whenever you want to find out rectangles, what you are supposed to do? Just put like this as per the columns, just put this way as per the rows. You take the sum of it, you multiply. Am I clear? Why are we discussing this? Because, see, in 2017 CSAT, a question was asked on that. In the same way, last year, 2019, a question was asked on non-verbal reasoning. So that is the reason we are discussing this. Now let us start off with the PPT now. See, now see the first question. How many rectangles are there in the following diagram? So we want to find out how many rectangles are there in the following diagram. So if you see the columns, how many columns are there? It's clearly visible, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 columns are there. And how many rows are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows are there. So it's definitely a square grid. The same diagram I have drawn here. See here, the same diagram. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows. Now the question is, I want to find out how many rectangles are there. So what I told you, whenever you want to find out rectangles, what you're supposed to do? Just add them. Okay? So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, take the resultant. Okay? 4 plus 3, 7. 7 plus 2, 9. 9 plus 1, 10. So this is the resultant. In the same way, find out the resultant of this, sum of it. Okay? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So you're going to get the same value, that is 10. In the question it was asked how many rectangles are there. So I told you, whenever they ask you like this, what you're supposed to do? What is the resultant that you get? That you have to multiply. In that way, please note, number of rectangles is equal to 10 into 10. 10 into 10, that is equal to 100. So is it not so simple? So this is the best way of doing it. So instead of counting this, we can directly apply this kind of universal shortest cut that you can apply this. So this is what you're supposed to know. Now coming to the next question. How many squares are there in the following diagram? How many squares are there? See, when you take this, even it has got 4 columns, even it has got 4 rows. 4 columns and 4 rows, that means we have taken the same diagram. We have taken the same diagram. See, 4 columns are there, 4 rows are there. So how to find out squares? Just let us recap this. So when you take here, please note what we have done with respect to squares. 2 into 2 plus 1 into 1. The same thing applies here. Take the highest number. What is the highest number here? 4. So please note, when you take here with respect to squares, you take the highest number, 4. You see the highest number here, 4. So 4 into 4, then say plus. You have to add. Now take the before number of this. So you have to go in a descending order. Okay? So before number of 4 is 3. Here it is 3. So 3 into 3. Plus. Now take the previous number of this, that is 2. 2 into 2. Then plus 1 into 1. So 4 4s are 16. This is 9. This is 4. and this is 1. 9 plus 1, 10. 10 plus 16, 26 plus 4, that is equal to 30. So in that way, please note, when you take here, number of squares is equal to 30. So number of rectangles are 100, whereas number of squares are 30. Am I clear? Now let us go ahead with the next question. See, this is a question that was asked in CSAT 2017. You just read the question carefully. There are 4 horizontal lines and 4 vertical lines, parallel and equidistant to one another on a board. What is the maximum number of rectangles and squares that can be formed? See the question carefully. They say that there are 4 horizontal lines and 4 vertical lines parallel and equidistant to one another on a board. What is the maximum number of rectangles and squares? See, earlier I told you that every square is a rectangle. So you need not separately count squares. If you're able to find out how many rectangles are there, automatically squares are included in that. Okay? But see how the question is being framed. So you have to draw 4 horizontal lines as well as 4 vertical lines. So let us draw that. 4 vertical lines, okay? Equidistant. So 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. 4 horizontal lines, equidistance. Then 4 vertical lines. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? 4 vertical lines. Now we have to find out how many rectangles are there. Maximum number of rectangles they said. So what is the formula that we have done? What is the best way of doing it? First of all, find out how many columns are there. Column 1, column 2, column 3. Rows. Row 1, row 2, row 3. Okay? I want to find out rectangles, so it's very simple. You just add them, you find out the resultant. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 1, 6. Here, in the same way, 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is equal to 6. In this way, please note, now multiply. 6 6 are 36. 6 6 are 36. See, answer is 36, so answer is C. Answer is C. So please note, this question was asked in 2017 CSAT. So there is a reason, please note, non-verbal reasoning plays a major role in CSAT. Now let us discuss the next question that was asked last year, CSAT 2019. Read the question carefully. See, it is given that Rakesh had money to buy 8 mobile handsets of a specific company. But the retailer offered very good discount on that particular handset. Rakesh could buy 10 mobile handsets with the amount he had. What was the discount the retailer offered? So please note, initially he has got the money to buy 8 mobile handsets. But when he has gone there, he has come to know that the retailer is offering 2 mobile sets as discount. So what is the percentage of discount offered? So now let us discuss that logically. Now say for example, each mobile set, the cost of each mobile set, I'll just put like this, okay? The cost of each mobile set, let us say it is 100 units, or let us say 100 rupees. Now how much money Rakesh had got? It is given that he has got money to buy 8 mobile sets. So total money he has got, let us put like this, total money he has got 8 into 100 units, that is equal to 800 units. 800 units. Okay? Now, so in case he is going to give this 800 units to the retailer, he is going to get 8 mobile sets as per the original cost. But what happened when he has gone there, when he wanted to buy 8 mobile sets, the retailer offered him 2 more as a discount. That is to say, now how many he has got? 8 plus 2, 10. So what is the cost after discount? So let us find out. Cost of each mobile set. Okay? Cost of each mobile set after discount. Cost of each mobile set after discount is equal to, what is the total amount that he has given? 800 units, right? And how many he has got now? 8 plus 2, 10. Okay? 8 plus 2, 10, that is 10. So each mobile set, so you are supposed to divide. So 800 by 10, 0, 0 gets off. Okay? So finally how many units? 80 units. See, the original cost was 100 units. Now he has got each mobile set after discount at 80 units. So what is the reduction? What is the discount he has got? 100 units minus 80 units, that is equal to 20 units. Can I say 20 units is the discount he has got? So he has got 20 units for every 100. 20 out of 100, that's nothing but 20%, because percent means out of 100. So in this way, please note, he has got 20%. Am I clear? So in that way, please note, in sourcing classes, we'll be discussing each topic of CSAT in a more logical way. We don't use formulae. See, formula are not required, because as I've told you earlier that most of the questions that are asked in CSAT are more logical in nature rather than technical oriented. Am I clear? So in the next session, we'll be discussing a few more questions from CSAT. I thank you very much.